right, let's welcome to the front of the room here, the national champions for 2024, Coach Miller, along with working away from me, Cortez Garland, Aiden Smiley, Emmanuel Menanglo, and Nate Tucker. Coach, you're welcome to open with a comment, and then we'll take questions.
The first half of that game was an absolute war at both ends. I thought each team made the other one work extremely hard, and we knew that going in. It was going to be a physical battle. I thought, even though we didn't come up with, as many rebounds as they did, I thought we got inside of them a few times, maybe drew a couple of fouls, which maybe softened it up a little bit. But they were just relentless at attacking the rim. And we kind of, at halftime, we had really one plan, and that was to stick with what we had been talking about, is get the ball side to side and attack it later in the clock off the drive. If you do drive early, let's hunt driving kick situations for reversals, because we thought they're just so good and so strong that we had to wear them down somehow. And we, from watching games that they play, we knew our switching could possibly frustrate them, but we had to come up with the ball. And, every time we left Brazel open, the shot he hit at the end of the half was, we had two great back-to-back possessions at the end of the half when we had the lead. There was a call in the middle that they shot the free throws on, and then he hits that one off a good defensive possession. And, we came in, and it's just a unique situation. You walk into this locker room that we have all year long, and the look on these guys' faces just gives you so much confidence. And I'm just really proud of the effort in the second half. I think we really just stayed the course. I don't think there was a whole lot of adjustments that were made, except for, maybe we talk about refusing the ball screen. You hit that first jumper refusing the ball screen, and we mentioned that. We kind of talked about that yesterday, though. We just didn't get it done. But he hits the shot and to kind of loosen some things up. And I can go right down the list, but with these guys. But everybody, great contribution, and it's awesome to be a national champion.
Trine goes 46-36 in that second half. Who's first here? Right here.
Cortez, I just want to ask you, there's a sequence late, like 3.5 minutes left, where you hit a basket to go up like 5 or 6, and then Fred hits a 3. It felt to me like the point where it seemed like you guys were going to win. Can you talk about that sequence?
I'm just so proud of him. He didn't have the best game on paper, but he showed a lot of maturity and a lot of growth. Obviously, you guys don't really know him personally, but he was battling the mental game today, and he was struggling. So for him to come in and be ready, stay stone-faced, encourage the guys, that stuff goes way beyond him, being ready enough to make that play. So again, I'm just proud of him to come in with the mindset of stone-facing and just staying the course and being able to knock down a big shot. And he made some free throws on the stretch too. That was huge.
Manuel, you've been consistent on this team a long time. You were there all the way back during the COVID year. You had that trip and building the foundation that leads to this. What does it mean to kind of see through this process from beginning to end?
I'll say it's an amazing journey. Be with a couple guys. Just first of all, get into a program that I never learned or heard about, and just getting to learn little by little the players I'm with, how everybody works, and how we can carry a certain legacy. And just going through the years and going through a couple of changes with Tucker coming in, Smiley, Cortez, and Fred, and some of the guys that came and went. It was just amazing to see how much our togetherness in general stayed from that year in 2021 till now. Because even a couple older guys just text us or come to our games, it's still that connection that we built, not only on the floor but also outside as a community. That's really important, and I'm really grateful for it.
Aiden, Coach and I talked about this morning. We went on the road a few weeks ago, lost half of that. Come home, lose that last game of the regular season in Calvin, lose in the MIAA tournament, open overtime. 3 of our last 5 games we've lost. We've never won an NCAA tournament game in history. Now you're national champions. To go from the end of the season to where we are now, just how do you account for the kind of basketball that you guys reached in this time?
Oh, I just think it shows we didn't quit. I think it was maybe a good thing that we maybe lost 1 or 2 of those games just to figure out what we weren't doing well, what we needed to figure out to do. But I think we clicked at the right time, and it just went on. We went on a streak, and it's just amazing to be where we are right now.
Brooks, not always easy to bring 3 new starters in as transfers and fit them into the culture you already got. What does that process
Well, if you met their parents, you'd really understand it was a little bit easier than it may look. These three young men are just tremendously mature. They understood the situation we were coming into and what needed to get done and what sacrifices need to be made. And it was just going to take some time, but it was going to take a lot of getting to know each other and respecting one another. And it was an awesome process. And I think the three of them, I can't explain it. You kind of had to be there. And even if you were there, it was just such a phenomenon, the way this group really galvanized. It's one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done in my career as a player, coach, anything. It's just been really special, and I'm proud of every single one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like coming off the bench sometimes, not going to lie. Just, if we're not getting the start that we need, I like to provide it wherever I can, pop the ball around a little bit more, set a couple of good screens. That's just kind of the way we run our offense. So I think I fit in real well to our system. So I think I can utilize our offense as much as possible.
Right here in front, and then
Well, I thought Cortez made an excellent point about Fred emotionally and mentally tonight. We thought we could have an emotional advantage if we stayed the course and stayed calm through the good and the bad. And I think when you're making free throws there, we stayed very present. We were very present in the time and what needed to be done. In a game like that, Coach Vandestreet from Calvin came and spoke at this convention last year in the NABC, and I had to make sure I got there to listen to him because they've always had so much success late in the year winning games, back-to-back tournament games. Even if they were struggling through the year, they just found ways to play their best at the end. And he made a really good point with me. He said, when I got to get him by himself, he said the game is played for 36 minutes one way, and it's played entirely differently the last 4. And we all kind of know that as coaches, but you don't really think about that. And he said, what you got to do is understand what you're looking for in those last 4 minutes. And these guys have really embraced that, getting the ball where we needed to and understanding if we do it a certain way, we're probably going to get to the line. And by the more we could share it, the more calmer we could get. And when you have a guy that can get the ball anywhere on the floor, it's something we haven't had in 13 years, where a guy can just get the ball to a spot. It's just a tremendous advantage, especially when you have a lead. And it brings a calmness to the whole group. And then, when Tucker steps up, there's no doubt. Just like there was no doubt last Saturday night when Drew stepped to the line that he was going to miss it in the right spot. We knew he was going to miss it in the right spot. So, like I said, there's just something about this team that's been super special, and we kind of felt it, right? I mean, it was just like a momentum that had been building and building and building, and then we had that stretch at the end, and Olivet beat us. Like we lost we maybe ran out of time against Calvin and Hope. We had some good looks, but Olivet beat us, and we really had to own that. And I think that it was just an investment in the rest of the group.
Before you ask me that question, I hadn't thought about this actually being my last game. It kind of hurt my feelings hearing it. But, this is like, there's no other way you can write your story. Obviously it's cliche to say you want to go out as a national champion, but to actually do it was just that more special to me. And coming in, making that commitment late in August, that was my goal from the beginning. I knew we had the talent. Obviously, I knew we had the leadership with Coach Brooks. I knew we had all the pieces we need. So the challenge was coming together and understanding what would it take for us to get to this point. So the process was way more beautiful than the ending for me. So I'm just so proud and thankful that we were able to come together and do it, like you said, at the right time, and taking our lumps and staying the course.
I got to follow up with that. So, him and Brent, fifth-year guys, and it's really easy for these guys to think like it's over, this is the end. And what I try to get these guys to understand, like this is just the beginning between him and I, or it's just the beginning with Brent and I, even though we've known each other a little bit longer. In this building tonight, I had a high school coach, a college coach, 10 college teammates, high school teammates. It's just the beginning of the support system that you have that stays with you forever. And I can't tell you how that makes you feel. And we tell players all the time, every coach does, oh, this is special, it's a brotherhood, this and that. But when at times like this, and these were the good times, but they're there for you when they're not as good too. And I'm excited for them. No, I think with the 2-minute media timeouts really helps you do that, I think. So we're able to spell some guys here and there. We wanted to keep the fastest team on the floor that we could. And we've really been doing that here the last few weeks, especially in the tournament. And that's kind of really what our rotation boiled down to. How fast can we be? How quick can we be? And how aggressive?
You guys were on the team last year. I hadn't realized how great a season you had last year. I'm sure you guys thought it was deserving to get the tournament that didn't. How did that reality impact the way that you approach this year and your mindset so far?
I'll say that last year was interesting to say the least. Like, we were coming from a different mindset where the year before was really complicated, and then that new year where we made up our mind that we were going to put more work and make sure we come up with the win at the end. And even if we had a little bit of struggle with Calvin last year because they managed to beat us twice in the regular season, and we ended up losing against Hope that we beat twice in the regular season. It was a tough stretch to really think about the season, but first of all, we wanted to win our conference, then move up to the next one. But unfortunately, we didn't get that done because of maybe the emotional
Speed.
battle. Yeah, speed for sure. If I would talk about the physical part, but the emotional battle where like a couple people were not really in great shape. I was battling a knee injury for the whole like most of the season, and I wasn't the only one a little under the weather, so it was a tough stretch. And I'm just glad and honored with the guys we have this year that we managed to go all the way up to this spot today.
This is a question about the rarest. First time in the tournament. No season. Coach, maybe some of us, is there a message you want to send to other teams who are not on their own, might be making that first appearance? You know, it might be one of the announced that you were highly ranked, you knew how good you were. Have you said that? This is kind of send a little message to other coaches that are in this room.
It could. You know, I just think that we really approached this thing one game at a time. And even after this one, it wasn't like a euphoric, like it wasn't like the feeling I thought you have when you win a national championship. It was just, I don't want to call it an expectation because that's not fair, but like they've worked so hard, and they're so confident in their work and what they do that we just took it one game at a time, as I know as cliche as that is. But these guys, one practice at a time. What do we need today to get better? What can we improve on? Our coaching staff, hey, what kind of tweaks can we make to the rotation? It was just a constant growth. And I told Andy all year long, I said, the thing about this team with the new guys is we can keep getting better. Like it's not like we're the end of the year, we're going to play our best. We got 3 great players, 2 of which were all-conference guys and leading scorers on their team somewhere else, to bring in with other all-conference players that were leading scorers. We can keep working together. And the galvanization of this group from all different backgrounds, from different experiences, and for them to make the sacrifices they made and really focus on what unifies us. What we unified us was winning and how to get there, and respect for each other, the respect they showed. So, you know, I don't know if I viewed off from your question. I respect the question, but I don't know if we ever really thought about that. It was just kind of one game at a time.
Right there.
was literally absolutely amazing. This is what you dream of, to play in an arena like this and have it pretty much packed out for the capacity that was allowed. It's special. And then at home at the MTI, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but during the COVID season, we played Trine at Albion for the NCAA championship, and they were like the only team in the conference that didn't have like mask regulations. So playing there with a packed out crowd was kind of different, obviously as an opponent. But this year we created a support system. We created a culture within the community of support, and it's been amazing all year. And we tend to feed off the energy and giving them what they like to see, which is defense, and then us playing hard.
Aiden, you had 12 points tonight, 1 of 4 in double figures. How important was it offensively to have multi-pronged attack against that defense?
I just think it was us moving the ball more and setting those screens. It just kind of opened me up for some of my shots, and all the practice we put in through the year for me able to hit those shots. It was just a good feeling, and I think those things like the cutting hard, it opened me up to make some shots I just needed to make.
Nice. Right here.
I'll give it to you, Cortez, because you can't make you run anymore. What's the contribution that coach makes to this team and this success?
I really think it's a mindset thing. Really, the game obviously is you need physical skills, but the mental approach and the togetherness and everything that's intangible was really our main focuses from the beginning of the year. I mean, obviously we knew adding talent like myself, Fred, Drew, etc. Even these guys that were here that got better and stepped into roles that they hadn't had last year. We knew that it would be the intangible stuff that would get us over the hump. I know like one of the themes we had over the year was staying the court. So to piggyback off what he said, like no matter whether it's positive, negative, or whatever the case may be, like it's just a certain persona and a certain mindset we have about taking things like one play at a time. And obviously, that is a big key to the successes we had all year.
Nate, your take on that as well, Coach?
I definitely agree with Cortez. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a mindset type of thing with him. Our offense is super free, and our defense is. We definitely have a lot of. It's a little bit systematic, but the way you can't take a play off with our offense, defense. He really knows how to motivate you. So I definitely say.
Do you mind if I piggyback on that?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll say for sure that our whole mindset is just to let the players play. The play don't care who makes it. It's a players' game, and something that coach understood from the start, and we've the other coaches and also us, the players, it's all coming to an understanding of this is what we can do, this is what we got to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And it's all about practice, one practice at a time, one play at a time, not only on offense and defense, and knowing who can step up in the most important time. Cortez hitting that game winner back home, and Tucker stepping in today and Smiley hitting with the 12 points. So it's about understanding who we have, which he did an amazing job at, and also managed to bring them together to understand each other. Because, well, if I decide to do a certain thing and it doesn't flow with the team, it's not going to work. And that's something we've worked on. And even this game, I think we were still trying to work on it a couple of times, trying to figure it out. And at the end, it's all about effort too, because you cannot just say the word. You got to put the action behind it, because actions speak more than words. And that's what he made us understand, and that's what we did all the way up to the end.
Cortez, what's next for you basketball in your future?
This kind of changed the landscape of things. Obviously, more notoriety, more accomplishments behind my belt. I guess I was named most valuable player of the tournament. Like stuff like that is very, very attractive.
Yes,
to,
you were. Yes, you were.
Stuff like that is very, very attractive to overseas basketball. So I'm definitely going to get at a look to see what that might hold for me.
Anybody else for the group? All right, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
You?